That was Muse with Butterflies and Hurricanes, and now it is time to find out which of our panellists' time it is. I'm trying to link it into the song.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
So, final show.
Very good, Mac.
Final show of the half term.
Woo! Woo! Do we all get points for that?
No, that's just the button to start the show.
The games have begun.
It was a ching noise.
You ready?
Suppose.
Yeah.
Yep, I am just putting up my answers.
Comic Relief hit its biggest ever total, scoring £74 million on the night. But what for you was the highlight of that Comic Relief event year
Nicely worded.
thing? Well, you know, I was going to say
Genius
telethon. But I
wordsmith.
was going to say telethon, but I wanted to branch it out to sort of all the things that have been going on for Comic Relief.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So let's go with the man who sits plump at the top of the leaderboard, Mr. Duncan.
Plump. It's like I've eaten too many pies. Anyway, well, the actual telethon itself, I dare say it was either you got the Doctor Who on there, you got the Autumn Watch on there, and the upstairs downstairs Abbey was hilarious. I actually really liked the 24-hour game show.
24-hour panel people.
With David
Hannah
Wally.
People was
'Cause that
really
was-
good.
He got really tired towards some of the end. You can tell he's just sort of given up on things like whose line is it anyway?
Never mind the Buzzcocks, he just wasn't with it.
Yeah,
at all.
I saw that. But
The only one I've seen is They Think It's All Over. That's the only one I've watched so far.
I saw the blankety blank one. That was hilarious. I
The
can't believe it's
QI
the same people that did it when I was working on it.
QI was
How
really
you
good as
been?
well.
Whose line was pretty decent.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Just generally.
Oh,
whose line
it
was
had
amazing.
Tony Slattery back. It's amazing.
Tony Slattery, who I believe, Ed, was the voice of the toaster in Red Dwarf.
Don't know.
no.
I think he voiced some.
Unless he was the original toaster.
I think
was
he
David
voiced-
Ross later on.
David Ross played Crichton and then did the second toaster. I
Yeah.
think David Slattery was the first toaster,
That's-
possibly.
Pretty impressive. I didn't know that.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had a role on Red Dwarf in some capacity.
He might have done. I know Tony Hawk did.
Tony
Funnily
Hawk.
enough.
Tony Hawk's
Skateboarder.
not the
Yeah,
skateboarder.
he was a comedian who shared the same
Yeah.
name.
Let's go to Lucy now, sitting second.
Yeah, I was going to say upstairs, downstairs Abbey was pretty good. And the 24-hour panel people was hilarious. I watched some of that live. But on another note, the David Tennant videos for the blind children,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was
at
going
the
to say.
end, when he says, don't be the person at home who doesn't like pick up the phone, that was quite hard hitting. And I've actually heard people say after he'd said that line, they rang up straight away.
I did.
Well,
I see somebody
Yeah.
just had their answer nicked.
Yeah, he didn't stole my answer. I literally,
Sorry.
as soon as he said that, I texted him my fiver.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent
For
mine
years.
yesterday.
for years
Yeah.
I've been sat watching Comic Relief and thinking, I've not really got any money to spare. And then when he said that, I thought, oh, shit,
Yeah.
I better do something.
See, we won't bother coming to you now, James, because you basically got the same answer,
Yeah.
so you can both have a. Well, they answered something that made them give money. They contributed towards.
It's not
the
all
syndicate.
about the comical
Yeah, that's
sketches.
true.
Not about getting free entertainment. You might as well be shoplifting. Carla.
I was going to mention David Tennant Day, but I was also going to say I thought the Outnumbered sketch, which was right at the beginning, so a lot of
Andy
people
Murray.
missed it. But the Outnumbered sketch was absolutely fantastic.
Andy
Standoffish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I did actually quite like James Corden's thing. 'Cause
James Corden was
you
very
never
I
knew
didn't-
who was going to turn up next. It was just brilliant.
I think the novelty factor for that was just seeing who
Who
turned
popped
up, but
yeah.
Yeah.
the comedy in that wasn't that great. I'll be
I
honest.
don't know.
I don't
you know,
like James Corden at all.
I don't mind him. It's, I don't know. I just found it very funny. Although, having said that, I didn't really understand much of upstairs, downstairs.
I
Abbey.
didn't
That's
get
fair.
it.
No.
It's
Parts of
a
it.
lot
were
of it
funny,
is sort of
and
jokes to inside the show.
I've never seen Downton Abbey or anything, so yeah, that's probably why I didn't get
that's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
See, on the Andy Murray tennis thing, I'm supposed to be playing Dominique at tennis at the weekend.
Ah.
Obviously, Dominique plays a lot of tennis. Her
Yeah.
sister's like an amateur tennis player. I can't hit the ball in a straight line.
Okay, good luck with that.
Good luck.
What time are you playing and
I
stuff?
have no
Might
idea.
have to watch.
You got
Yeah.
your whites.
I got a blue polo neck.
I'm so going to watch
Get
this.
out.
Please let us know.
I used to
wearing
have
one.
a Wimbledon polo shirt, but I grew out of it several
You
years
need
ago.
to wear white for tennis.
Oh, but we're in Cornwall, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Please tell us wearing one. We'd love to see this.
So I can come.
This is practice for the
Cheer you.
tournament. We're having a tournament next time.
Okay, Dominique will tell
You're
us.
in the tournament as well. We're going to have an English tournament.
You didn't know it,
Wimbledon.
but you're in the tournament.
Okay.
James was there for it, the discussion.
I
Well,
think
we
I
just
remember.
bumped into her and Joe in the street and had a conversation about tennis.
Yeah, and we should play a tennis tournament.
I have remember something being mentioned, but I didn't think it was serious.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll
I
give it a
kind of
go.
like the idea.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a go by all means.
Is Ed a secret tennis player?
I haven't played tennis in ages. I just think it's going to be a fun idea.
Which end of the racket do I hold again?
I was fairly okay at badminton,
Club.
but it's not the same.
Badminton isn't the same, but it's still fun.
Anyway, we should probably carry on the show. 24 minutes past 11 here on this sunny Thursday.
It's a lovely day.
Let's clock on with some questions.
Yes.
And as James already foreshadowed earlier about punishing Ed would be a bit harsh for one misdemeanour about you being late. We were going
I
to
defended your honour.
Good, thank you. I needed to print it. I didn't want to wait till later to print that.
not that Ed's in the same league as John Terry, but John Terry has returned as England captain in a controversial move by manager Fabio Capello after the Italians declared last year Terry would never ever captain England again. But what other stories are there of people going back on their promises? Mr. Miller?
Duke Nukem Forever, which we were promised in 1997, but thank the Lord, we're actually going to get it in May, after 14 years of being promised it.
Lines, yeah.
Yeah, a different developer. They went bust, so they had to scrap the whole project. They kept promising us it year after year after year.
It was infamous for being the game that was never completed.
And the lead developer at one point literally said it'll be released when it's ready. He didn't bother giving it.
I think I have Duke Nukem with me at uni. I think after we give the essay in, back to mine, we're playing Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. That's the one I have.
Oh
Duke
dear.
Nukem Forever should be released here on the 6th of May this year.
It's highly
After
anticipated.
14 years.
I'll be honest.
It
I'm actually
won't
quite
be any
excited.
good,
It won't be.
I guarantee.
Oh, but Duke Nukem was brilliant. It was just all about Arnie. It was just the Arnie game, and then there was the pigs and the Land of the Babes just had a brilliant plot where mankind's been wiped out. The only man to save the world is to go back in time and get Duke Nukem to kill the pigs and repopulate the entire planet.
What the hell?
So
yeah,
good.
it's insane.
We are playing that after the handed today. Back to mine.
Part of me can't believe this is real. I might have to come back to actually know this exists.
It's an amazing game
How did it even get commissioned?
because there was a market for it.
It was a year of insanity.
Carla, that get over your shock with an answer.
2 words. Nick Clegg.
Well done. Well done.
It's, why did Nick Clegg cross the road? Because he said he wasn't going to.
That is, he did turn up with comic relief.
Yeah, it's
Just
kind of
let
like
the children starve.
he had to do all this stuff for students, all this stuff for this, all this stuff for that. Second in command, none of it's been done.
I was waiting for him to turn up on the comic relief master chef while they're in the kitchen, just be like, "Oh, could somebody
sorry.
pass me the tea bags?
Yeah.
I just need to make Dave his tea."
I did love how Ruby Wax went outside and phoned Nigella to find out how to shell a crabs.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Did anybody see her number?
No.
I'm afraid not.
Down. Ed?
My answer is quite literally every elected official. So it's as simple as that. They're false promises that always get broken every time. Nick Clegg's actually quite a big recent contender to be
Oh, wait.
round the face.
Actually came in handy.
Lucy.
Well, yeah, I was going to say any politician, but I mean, Blair and Brown did a really bad job, especially Blair. He didn't keep any of his promises, so yeah. Labour.
I'm trying to think what that swear was trying to actually cover. So around the face. What, I was just trying to think what it
No,
bleeded
I
out.
couldn't figure out
yeah.
what it was bleeding.
I think it's the really bad one. It's very bad in the face.
I see.
We should probably carry on.
Yeah, go on
Yeah.
3 and 4.
Come on.
3, 4, and 5 actually.
Oh,
okay.
Because the next song ties in with the question.
Ah, clever stuff.
It's a bit of a depressing round as we go into all the obituaries for the week. Screen icon Elizabeth Taylor has died, aged 79. So let's pay our tributes with to the cinema legend with a tale from her colourful life. Who wants to go first on this one?
Mine's.
Oh,
I was,
go.
No, I was just going to say mine's not very good.
Yeah,
so
you can
I
go
was going to
first.
get it out of the way. It's basically the rumour that Michael Jackson had all the plastic surgery to look like her. That was a rumour
Yes.
that went around quite a lot.
I can kind of see a resemblance in my brain thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's because Michael Jackson came out with that why don't you just leave me alone song. That leave me alone.
Oh yeah,
That
no, I
one.
love that song.
And that was kind of in answer to rumours such as that, and that he did stuff with bubbles and he slept in an oxygen chamber.
Chamber.
The France.
And
Chamber.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really know nothing about Elizabeth Taylor except for that, so I just thought I'd throw it in there.
Ed?
Again, I know surprisingly little about Elizabeth Taylor off screen, so I don't really have anything great for that. She chain smoked cockroaches out of their homes. I don't know. That's my answer. She did chain smoke though.
Yeah, she did.
Let's leave the media stream till last. James.
Well, I've got a sort of affair thing with Richard Burton, her co-star in Cleopatra, when they were both married to other people at the time, and they just weren't very sneaky about it.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I'm having an affair. What of it?
Lucy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's the person who posted it on Facebook. You should score massive points here.
No, it was just I was searching something and that popped up and it really shocked me. I don't know why, but
Was it a naughty image?
no, I was just really surprised. Anyway, I was going to say, well, she was married 8 times, twice to Richard Burton, but also I've got some quotes from her about her life. On her alcohol addiction, she said that I had a hollow leg. I could drink everyone under the table and not get drunk. My capacity was terrifying. And also on her massive Hollywood paychecks, she said, if someone's dumb enough to offer me $1 million to make a picture, I'm certainly not dumb enough to turn it down. I thought that was quite classy.
See, given that the BBC had pretty much the whole page plastered with stuff about Elizabeth Taylor, you have no excuse for not doing research.
Apart from the
Unless
Times
I did
paper.
this at
Yeah.
4 o'clock this morning.
Well, I don't expect anything less from you, James.
So you shouldn't.
The man who turned up to the mass market having written 4 pages of detective novel.
Glorious detective novel,
Yeah.
I'll have you know.
Apparently mine's not even good enough to make children's TV.
We did call your characters Hay and Bale.
Bale and Hay.
Either way around, it's still ridiculous.
Hey, I wrote
Only
mine in
you.
a rush. I'm just going to stick to the Mills and Boone.
I think you should. It's your strong suit.
It should. Although I did do that massive setup for Billy.
That was good.
We'll talk about that off air because it's quite funny. Michael Gough, aka Alfred the Butler, has died aged 94. He starred in the Tim
many.
Burton Batman films,
As well as
the
All of
Joel
them.
Schumacher
yeah,
in the
Val
90s,
Kilmer and George Clooney.
before being replaced by Michael Keane.
Oh.
So, memorable butlers. James.
I was going for the one in Tomb Raider that was shoved in the
Yeah.
freezer.
Yeah.
Damn you!
I think we all did, didn't we?
Did everybody go for the
I
butler?
have
I
down a
have
second.
got other answers. So.
I'm going to say
I
it
got
before
him.
Lucy, just in case. Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
Oh, I had him. Oh, okay, never mind.
He was an awesome butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Those
So
are the top 2
sarcastic.
butlers
He
of all
was,
time.
however, mirrored on another character from a previous show.
So you 3 are
I can't
going
remember what
with...
the show was called or what the character was, but he was literally a copy of another character.
So you three are going with the Tomb Raider butler and the butler from Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are the two alternate.
Right, Lucy, what have you got? As you were the only one to have a different answer.
Well, Stephen Fry and Jeeves and Worcester, but also for all the wrong reasons, and a real life butler, Paul Burrell, Princess Diana's butler.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
I was going to say Michael Malville, who was a kid I used to know at school, because he said when he grew up he was going to be a butler.
I'm surprised nobody went for Arse Jeeves, the most useless butler in existence.
I
Didn't
remember
think of him.
before like Google was really big, and I was in school, and we had to use the
Ask
bloody-
Jeeves.
Yeah.
I was-
We had to go and ask Jeeves, and I had to find out stuff about flies, and I typed in the fly thing, and it kept coming up with jetpacks all the time.
You
Jetpacks.
speak to my housemate Jimmy about flies.
I was considering the guy off the Experian credit check, the credit expert thing, the Asian butler guy who's Ice from the Sea of Tranquility. That's on the move. Because he's funny.
Did everyone else lock the butler from Tomb Raider 2?
Yeah.
Yes, you had to. You actually had to.
Because he was standing there going,
Why did he make that noise?
because he was like a zombie or something.
It was
really
He was
creepy.
like 50 million years old.
I
He
think
just sort of scuttled around, following you with a tray of tea.
Carla, you can have an extra point if you can recite on air the code for Tomb Raider to make her strip.
Okay, just to, in defence, I know the ones for making her strip, getting all weapons and moving on to the next level. But it's sidestep left, sidestep right, sidestep left, forwards, backwards, spin around 3 times in clockwise direction. And then you either do a rolling jump forward to go to next level, rolling jump backwards to make her explode. I forgot she could explode. Yeah, and then do the same except in anti-clockwise direction for doing the other 2.
Nice.
I can't remember what I did in uni last week, and I can remember that.
Do I get a point if I can recite the Rayman password?
No, because no one cares about Rayman. Although, do you know who did the voice of her Tomb Raider for a while?
Keely Hawes.
Really? Wow.
Well, I was going to say Mark Hamill. That would have been an
That would have been
experience.
epic.
He does
I
the
think.
voice of the Joker in the animated series, though.
Yeah.
That he does.
Nut the polar bear. Or Nut.
Aww.
Is it Nut or Nut? Knut.
Newt.
Newt. The polar bear has died. Sad face. So, tales of other famous bears. Lucy, you can go first this time.
Well, we
You're
could.
very happy to be
Just-
discussing about the death of a bear.
She loves her answer, apparently. She actually loves it.
Well, I was going to say, well, there's Yogi Bear, there's Rupert the Bear, there's Paddington Bear, but there's actually one which is quite cool. Winnie Peg the bear lived in London Zoo from 1915 to 1934. She was the mascot of the Fort Garry Horse Canadian Cavalry Regiment, and she was the inspiration for Winnie the Pooh.
Nice.
Didn't they shoot Winnie the Pooh in an episode of Red
Red
Dwarf?
Dwarf, yeah.
Yes!
Series 4.
I've
yeah.
seen
Wax
that,
World.
yes.
It's called Meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh, they
'Cause
do
it's like,
it.
it's
What
like
they
programs them always be like Nazis or
do.
something.
No. Because half the droids, half the wax droids are good, half the wax droids are bad. And Cat and Lister are locked up in the prison. He's like, "What's going on outside?" "Oh, they're just nothing. They're just building." "What are they building?" "Sort of a woody platform building." Does it have a noose on it?" "It's got a ropey theme to it." "Yeah, I'd say." "Oh God, they're bringing someone out." "It's Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
He's refusing the blindfold."
Yeah.
Poor Winnie.
That's something no one ever has to see.
Oh, it's a brilliant
It's
episode.
wonderful. I love
And
it.
it's got Elvis.
Yes,
Honey Rimmers Mean Machine.
General Elvis, isn't it? Something like that.
You've been wonderful prisoners, you really have. Thank you very much. James, would you like to discuss bears?
Yes, I would. First of all, I was going to go for Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch, but he's not an actual
Nice.
bear. So I went for Bart the Bear, who was an acting bear, who has worked with such big names as Brad Pitt, Steven Seagal, Alec Baldwin, He reached 9 foot 6 inches in height. He was a Alaskan Kodiak grizzly type bear. He was 816 kilograms in weight, and he died at the age of 23, sadly, from cancer. And he had a documentary made about him, presented by Brad Pitt. That's how loved he was. He's also in Grizzly Adams.
See, I've got a suspicion. I think I know what its answer could be. Ed, famous bears.
I don't think you do.
No.
Famous
From
bear.
Banjo Kazooie, is it?
No, I've never played Banjo-Kazooie. And there's no
I
bear
think
in
it's
Crash
a bear.
Bandicoot either. So I can't give that either.
See, I thought you were going to go for Noah from Noah's Island.
I do love Noah from Noah's Island. But, not in that sense. But, actually no, I had Beepo from One Piece, believe it or not, who is an amazing combat bear and is actually quite popular in the fan base. And he can speak English as well, because he ate the human fruit and became more human. He is a combat bear. He punches people.
Nice.
I guess that just leaves us with Carla.
Well, I went for someone who I've only ever seen have the Mickey taken out of them on The Simpsons and stuff, and that's Smokey the Bear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this character in America who always says only you can prevent forest fires. In I don't know what accent I was doing there, but yeah,
Kind of Canadian.
there's just lots of little posters of him that I found on Google, which is him in an Uncle Sam kind of pointing position,
Wow.
just threatening little kids.
With the hat on.
We had
Yeah.
that pointing thing first. Uncle Sam stole it from Lord Kitchener.
But
True.
it just made me giggle, really. So yeah, that's my answer.
Got to do a big shout out to Matt Vanstone, our only listener in Wales.
Woo!
Can we have a round of applause for Vanstone?
We're airing all the way in the valleys, are we?
Yeah, he ran for president in Cardiff, but sadly didn't get in.
Actual.
Yeah, President of Wales. Matt Vanstone for President of Wales. It started here now. Wales is going to go independent, and then Cornwall will
So they have their
follow
own
suit.
government?
They have their own writing on the road, don't they, on the signs? So nobody went for Yogi.
I'm surprised nobody went for the bear from His Dark Materials.
Yes.
Europe.
I'm surprised nobody went
It's
for.
pretty epic actually.
I'm surprised nobody
Or
went for.
Ursula Arcadia, Archduke of the High Bears.
I didn't.
From
I'm surprised nobody went for that
Unforgotten Realms.
bear that was on the news the other month eating the food in the car. You see that? It got in through the window and was in the car just eating the inside of the car.
Oh wow.
Just have the scores after 5.
Bitch.
Could have also gone for Hercules, the bear who was the bear in Octopussy.
Yeah.
There's also Bart the Second. There was another
Yes, Babe Bart.
Should I do the scores?
Actual son, yeah.
On 13 points, it's Edgar. 17 points tied in second, it's James and Carla.
Bart. Ooh.
We're out in the lead on 21, Lucy.
Woo! I'm loving the sound.
See, we just had a question about bears, so what song do you think will be next?
Bear song.
Bear
I'll
Grylls
Memorial
Feed
You.
Tune. Oh my god, why did I say
Don't-
Bear Grylls? That would have been a good answer.
Because he's an idiot.
Yogi? No, Bear Necessities! Blue! Why did I say
Yes.
blue?
Blue.
Blue.
One love.
Baloo.
Baloo.
Good old Blue.
Baloo.
That was the Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Very good film. And they tried to make a sequel to it, and it was rubbish. I've not seen
I
it.
quite like the live action Jungle Book
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
with Jason Scott Lee.
Oh,
That was actually the
yeah.
first one I
It's
saw.
movie.
Yeah.
Alright. It's 11:47. Apparently you should always say out the time so the listeners know what time it is.
Only on the 11 o'clock waffle.
Only
Nowhere else.
on the 11 o'clock waffle do we provide you with
This
the...
computer says it's 11:46.
This says 11:47.
Yeah. My watch says 11:40.
My phone says 11:47.
Well, that computer's wrong, clearly. Anyway, next we go into this.
The cat dying.
That was a werewolf noise, apparently.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
like that.
What's that got to do with anything?
Cornwall,
Cool.
Beast of Bodmin.
That's a cat.
That's a cat. No.
Oh, I don't have a cat sound effect anymore. Anyway, the Cornish pasty has been awarded protected status. Is this good for business, Lucy?
Yes. Yeah. No. I'm
It
glad.
means all the salt must be bought through you to put in the pasty, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Can you make pasties?
Can I make? I have made pasties when I was younger with my grandmother. I don't know if I'd be very good making them by myself.
Do you get like pasty baby food like in the jar, like the mush stuff? Were you fed that as a child?
Ew! No!
You get all sorts now.
Pasty.
Pasty flavoured rusk.
Oh, that sounds
You get all sorts
nasty.
now. I'm sure I saw one for curry the other month.
You probably did, but
Yeah.
that makes more sense than a pasty being mashed up.
Vindaloo and lager baby food.
Oh, epic!
For the football hooligan child.
for the Rudy child in you. Anyway, Cornish pasty has been awarded protected status along with the Cumberland sausage, so they can only be made in Cornwall and Cumberland.
Fantastic.
I like Cumberland.
But what is Cornwall's greatest asset, Carla?
I would have to go for the fudge, I think.
Delicious.
The fudge is amazing and just cannot be, just cannot be competed with, basically. I've had fudge other places, it's nowhere near as good as here. I'd recommend the chocolate box as well for it, rather than Mr. Sims.
Oh, controversial.
I'm just a fan.
My favourite flavour is the sort of strawberry and vanilla, which is surprisingly difficult to get hold of outside of Cornwall.
See, if James is listening, not you, James, other James, housemate James, he'll remember the conversation I had with him after 80s night about Thornton's fudge from Woolworths. Let's just leave it at that. Ed, Cornwall's greatest asset.
No, I have. Oh, I actually really like the Cornish accent. I'll be honest. I like Cornish accent, and I like the whole stuff by the sea. I love the whole. I love the whole piratey background.
The
it
coast.
has, basically. I love the whole background. So history and the accent. I'm gonna say, yeah.
I've got a massive list for this one.
Let's go to James next, because he's the
First of all,
other
on the
one.
list, I've got the Druids because they need respect, although I hate share.
Mm.
I've got St Agnes, one of my favourite places in the world. Perranporth, another of my favourite places in the world, which also has the Dairy, which has some of the best ice cream in the world. Jericho Valley, which is near St Agnes. Kennel Vale,
We wanted
the
the
food
National
shop in
Trust.
Perranporth. Yeah, it's all good.
You just listen to the places of Cornwall you've been to.
I pretty much grew up in Perranporth. I spent so much time there.
Perranporth's nice.
It's awesome.
Lucy, only Cornish person on the panel.
Cornish sea salt, obviously. No, myself. There's so many things. Just the lifestyle, and the pace of life down here is amazing.
It's like travelling back in time.
I love it. I love it. This is partly why I stayed down here for university and things. It's just the atmosphere around here is amazing. So yeah, just that.
I like how you said it's like travelling back in time, Mac. But with buses and cars everywhere.
Ah,
Yeah.
Well,
the
with
buses we were on yesterday were.
we're really bad.
Before-
That was like a awesome car.
It was before suspension was
Is there
invented.
regular?
True.
Back home for me, they're not.
I'm surprised nobody answered Lucy or Freya. Should all be
No,
ashamed
they
of
don't know what I'm
yourselves.
saying. I mean, they're like.
They're obviously part of the Druid collective. Therefore,
Yeah.
I've covered that.
Druid Collective, oh dear. Anyway, we go from Cornwall to England now.
Okay.
The
Because they are separate countries.
They are separate. We don't
Yeah.
want to cause any offence to our Cornish listeners,
Good.
nor
good.
our Welsh listeners, Mr. Vanstone.
Okay.
I was expecting somebody to say something about the Welsh, but
No.
no.
They're our brothers.
The only Welshman I've got a problem with is, you know who?
Or Brighton. Do your impression quickly.
No.
I have a point off for not doing what I say.
That's not fair.
Do an impression, Ed.
No.
I have no gloves, so I'll throw down my hat in challenge.
You're going to be close left by the end of the show if you keep throwing down challenges.
Do you accept, or do you run away like a coward?
I'd rather carry on doing the show and talk about
Very
Midsummer
well.
Murders. Put your hat on, please. Decorum.
I've really been going against decorum by having it on inside this long.
Midsummer Murders producer has stepped down after remarks he made about the show being the last bastion of Englishness. So what truly is Englishness for you? Let's start with the foreigner, Lucy.
Oh.
No,
I
but
could
seriously, have you
take that wrong.
Have you seen-
International incident brewing.
Have you seen on the bus stop in Falmouth, at the moor, they got the poster up for the census, and it
Put
says,
down that you're Cornish.
put down, are you English, Irish, Welsh, Scottish? And it's got on this census, put down that you are Cornish. Do you classify yourself as white, Asian, black? Put yourself down as Cornish.
Oh no.
Are you Christian, Hindu,
That's
is
terrible.
Muslim? Put yourself down as Cornish. Literally every place where religion, ethnicity or nationality comes in, you have to answer Cornish on it.
Haven't you seen the YouTube video of the Kerno King? He sort of advocates for that and says, yeah, put Cornish for everything. So yeah, you Englishness, complaining about the weather, queuing.
See, I just find that racist, to be honest.
Politeness. Actually, politeness in one sense. I'll tell you why. Speaking to a lot of the Norwegians, they can't understand why we're constantly apologising for things because they don't. Maya gets very like, why do you always say sorry? And it's like,
Unconscionable.
I can see where she's coming from because we do say sorry a lot and try to be very polite a lot, and I don't always.
Yeah, we're sorry for Maya swearing the other week.
We'll walk along the street trying not to bump into people going sorry.
To be fair, we've got
sorry.
a lot to be sorry for. America.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think we should deserve a plug for that. Right?
Yeah, I think he does.
Ed.
I have colonisation, sexism, tea and crumpets.
Tea crumpets!
And
Right.
Stephen
Dangers.
Leave
of
it there.
crumpets.
Stephen Fry.
Winston Churchill, blatantly, with all that crumpet love he's got going.
The Queen. I mean,
James, what would you like to answer?
The RAF, chocks away, what, pip, all that. Fox hunting and all that lark, whatever.
No, not the foxes.
Yeah, you can't have fox hunting.
It's a very English thing though, doesn't do
It
it
is,
I
anywhere else.
like the Eddie Izzard thing. We could do
Also-
moth hunting. Get flamethrower to get the moths.
Also the Fry and Laurie sketch where they're just talking about strawberries and cream and Garbaldersham.
Carlo, what have you got about British Englishness?
Now, see, I put something, and I'm not really sure.
Well, it was.
Well, I put down basically James Bond because although he is fictional and although all the actors that have played him haven't actually been English.
Apart
That's not true. Roger
from
Moore.
Roger Moore.
Timothy Dalton.
No, Timothy Dalton's Welsh.
Oh, is he Welsh?
He's Welsh.
Yeah, and
Oh.
George Lazenby's Australian, isn't he?
He was New Zealand and he was rubbish, which is why he did it once.
Doctor
But-
Who has the same problem as well, actually.
But anyway, what
Daniel
I
Craig.
mean
Yeah,
is,
but he's a Time Lord. He's not meant to
Yeah,
be
but all the
English.
actors that play him aren't really. Not many of them are actually English.
anyway, what I wanted to say about it, sorry,
It's like-
is just kind of that basically every other country's kind of idea of what an English person is pretty much based on the idea of James Bond, that we are suave and we are posh, and that we are just kind of these amazing people with bad teeth. And Yeah, it's just kind of like he embodies what everyone else thinks an English person
I would
is.
have thought I thought the Americans think we're all Hugh Grant.
That as well.
Maybe in
That
the
as well.
90s.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went to the Bermuda Film Festival?
You went to Bermuda? Really?
Yeah, I went to Bermuda.
Oh,
And they
I've
introduced
heard
me
this
to this,
story before.
26-year-old American woman. And she's like, "You're from England?" And it's just like, "Why, yes, Albine, of course I am."
The only
That,
places,
she found that hilarious.
The only places Americans know in England are London and Birmingham. You tell them where you're from, and they say, "Is that near Birmingham?" Well, actually, for once, you would be right, but a lot of people aren't.
It's like if you said that to me, it'd be very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know the Queen? Yeah.
Yes, I have tea and crumpets with her on a regular basis. We enjoy a spot of croquet in the yard.
I get to walk her dog.
I'm surprised nobody went for a.
Occasionally we play polo
Went for
in
what?
the fields.
I'm surprised nobody went for the full English breakfast.
Oh, true.
You know, full English breakfast, cup of tea. Well, that kind of goes with Ed's colonisation.
Quite probably because most of what is the English breakfast will have come from France at some point.
You know, the irony is I don't view the full English as a very English thing.
I love the full
To be
English.
honest. And I see it more as a lunch thing as well. I couldn't have it for breakfast, not all of it.
You have it about 11.
Yeah,
11
11
lunch.
onwards.
Or
Brunch.
tea. Sausages. Bacon. Eggs.
I'll eat bacon any time of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had fried eggs on toast yesterday.
Sausages wrapped in bacon
Pigs in blankets. Let's do the scores.
with beans and egg.
Crawling his way back up.
Cheese in some bread.
James, please, I'm doing the scores.
I'm describing the massive little sandwich.
It's got nothing to do with the scores then.
Yes, it does.
In last place on 23 points is Edgar. 24 points in third is James. 25 it's Carla.
Ooh.
So
And
Carla.
28 is Lucy.
Ooh, this is going to be one turn out for the books, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Could go anyway. Could go anyway.
Top scorer Edgar. Very
Bottom
far
of the
behind.
Um,
We're going to have some
Bottom of the ninth.
80s classics here. I didn't really know what to
Two
put on
acts.
the show this week. But I decided after the chefs performed it on Comic Relief that it had to be done.
oh.
That was Living Daylights by Aha from the Bond film starring Timothy Dalton. It'd be brilliant if we could get Timothy Dalton on the show.
That would be awesome. I don't think it'd ever happen.
I think he's gotten a bit too big now. He's always in like little bit parts in everything.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who,
Chuck.
Chuck.
Oh, he's
It's
awesome. in
in shot.
Chuck. No, Charles, we've had the Bourne Ultimatum.
Kids love me.
Lucy just doesn't have a clue what's going on.
He then threatens them with a thermite bomb.
Anyway, onwards and upwards. So very, very tight at the minute. Edgar in last place. Lucy 5 points ahead in the lead.
We've been told that a link isn't working for somebody, but they do have a Mac. Do we know if it works for Macs?
It
She's
does
been
not.
asked not to be named because she wouldn't like her name said on the radio.
I'm not.
It doesn't work for Max because I think Maya has the same
Ah.
issue when she's away from campus. She can't.
What's the thing you do?
Oh, that sucks.
What was it?
MMS instead of HTTP.
Yeah, that's the only thing to try is
Yeah.
MM. Is it
Okay.
MMS?
MMS
Double dot.
colon
Oh, yeah.
// and just replace the HTTP with MMS.
Alright, let's give that a go. I will paste it to her now.
And before that, we had Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Do love The Living Daylights. It's a good Bond film. Before it goes very dark and License to Kill. And they're like, this is too dark. We want Daniel Craig in Speedos.
Well, there was a few more.
There's Pierce.
So before
Pierce
that-
was awesome. Pierce was like such a good Bond.
Goldeneye was the
Goldeneye
best
is a brilliant
Bond
film.
ever.
Sean Bean and Pierce. We should have a Bond question one week.
I'm sure we have.
Anyway, it's 12 on a beautiful Thursday afternoon now. After last week's power cut prevented the show from broadcasting, the great power cut of Cornwall 2011.
It's Like 40,000 homes without electricity. That's quite big.
It must have happened just as I went to bed, because I went to bed about 12:30 and switched the light off.
It woke me up because everything got darker.
It was about 1:15 it went off because I was still awake, and yeah, everything just went dark.
Yeah. It was so weird. All of a sudden, it was just kind of like everything turned off.
Yeah.
Me and Nat live in a flat, obviously, and it was just kind of the hallway was just beeping all of a sudden. And Nat had already gone to bed, and I just kind of like heard this beeping, and then Nat got out and was just like, "What's going on?" It's just like, I don't know.
Well, I didn't know like how big it was, so so Emma texted me saying, "Oh, it's us as well, and it's Carla too," and I was like, "Well, wow, it's all about it."
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that ruined our massive show last week. Which
So
had,
looking forward to that.
I
Came
know.
on.
I was trying the link. I must have tried it
However,
20 times.
it's been recorded apparently,
It has been recorded.
and it shall
Oh,
be
jolly good.
uploaded at some point with all the other shows. So you will be able to enjoy last week's show. But what else has been a big anticlimax? Start with Lucy.
This year's Oscar ceremony, James Franco was one of the worst hosts ever.
Oh, it's a shame. I love James Franco.
I love him too, but he just had no chemistry with Anne
He should
Hathaway.
stick to being Green Goblin Jr.
And he kept staring into space. He didn't look at the camera once. He kept looking away, and it was all a bit weird.
Not cut out for long
No,
term.
and Anne Hathaway's song was rubbish, and it was all a bit naff. I think it was better with Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin last year.
James.
Well, this is partly a reiteration of one of my earlier answers, and I'm going to go with Duke Nukem Forever. Because we have been expecting it for so long, and I know it's going to disappoint me.
Yes.
Also, my average score on the show.
Oh.
I kept hoping in my heart of hearts that I would do better than I have done.
Win outright rather than half.
No, just do a little bit better than I have been doing.
Ed. Last place, you need the points.
You can do it.
I hope so. I actually have Crash 2010 because it was highly anticipated for a start because the developers are actually asking the fan base what people wanted in the game. They were started making it. They had some of the early stuff sent out. When it's like in the alpha beta between those two stages. You see all the screenshots and the info, and then suddenly Activision axed them and loads of other things and decided to focus on Call of Duty. And so this whole game was hyped up on, and then it was cut. And it was a huge anticlimax, and
Just
Crash hasn't been
Duke Nukem
back
Forever.
since. Crash Bandicoot.
I should get like some sad music on here to
Dun,
play.
dun, 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 dun,
Or Tobias's sad walk from Arrested Development.
dun. Brilliant.
You can't really. There's no music to it. He just walks off looking very sad.
Oh, I'm gonna have to use it with that later.
Carla, what have you got?
This one was probably the hardest one. I would be inclined to say any kind of final of a reality show, or maybe really just kind of roller coasters or something. Basically, a lot of things are anticlimax.
Life.
It's kind of a lot of the time you do just kind of wait for something, and when it happens, and then just afterwards it's kind of like, oh.
Kind of like when the right person comes along. No, I'm just kidding.
Waiting for
Oh.
a package, and then when it gets there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
realising it's a book for the course. Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always
Or
really
it's for
like.
someone else in the house.
I think somebody
Yeah.
I think do you know what package is coming from me from Amazon? Naked Gun trilogy.
Awesome. I've got it at home.
Anyone else for some love?
Yeah, I've seen.
Good luck.
I've seen the first
We're
two.
all counting on you.
Good to see the third.
Big anticlimaxes. Saturday night's party. Carla going to strip.
didn't strip.
Took you.
That's the point. You didn't. I
Yeah,
think you.
that's the point. You were saying you were going to, bigging it all up because.
You wanted to see Carla naked. Is that it?
Apparently so. It's.
We've made some interesting gossip for the radio.
We took our tights off.
We were downstairs and it was so like some like teenage party going on. The girls are taking their tights off and the boys are taking their shirts off. It's all in Byers' room. Come and have a look.
It was pretty much exactly like that.
It was.
Most of the party was though, thinking about it.
I missed the sink.
The balloons.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah, the
balloons
balloons were
the balloons were
questionable.
phallically shaped.
Yes.
There were some excellent
They weren't
pictures on
caterpillars.
Facebook.
Those were not caterpillars.
Carla was playing Never Have I Ever, so if anyone
With
remembers
lots of
anything
people.
from it,
With lots of people.
blackmail is appreciated.
There's nothing that was said that I'm not willing to
Divulge on the radio.
not divulge, but if anyone asks me about it, I will simply be honest.
I will simply kill them.
All that. It's on, you
It's
know.
always the easier option, I find.
At the end of the day, if you can't
Makes
be
me feel
honest,
better.
what can you be?
A tree.
Anyway, from
Agreed.
teenage
Yeah.
house parties to Blue Peter, Connie Huck is to leave the
Oh,
extra.
Oh, okay.
That's
Hey,
thinking.
what?
Yeah.
Connie Huck is to leave the extra factor, but who should be her replacement? It's going to be a one-namer, James.
The Stig.
Nice.
Good answer.
Awesome.
I also had Jet Li, but I think the Stig would be better.
I'd love the stick. He's just literally just like put the mic out in front of their
He'd
face.
do that and then fold his arms
It's when he gets pulled over by the police.
and then
Do
just
you have a
walk
license,
off.
sir? Where are you going, sir?
When someone sings badly, he'll just walk away.
Do see.
Simon Amstel in the same tone that he presented Never Mind the Buzzcocks.
Carla, what have you got?
I think Kate Thornton should get her old job back. Be on Extra Factor. That's a plane.
It's a very loud plane.
That's
Very
a
loud
helicopter, actually.
Oh.
That's technically not her old job. That would be a bit of
Well,
a
no,
demotion.
it would be a demotion,
That's
but
not
she
huge.
hasn't done anything since. She
She's
hasn't
on
done
Loo-
anything
she's on
since X
Loose Women.
Factor.
She's on Loose Women.
If
If
women's
that,
not a job.
if that counts as a job or anything worthwhile watching.
I think this show has more literary integrity than Loose Women.
Loose Women isn't a job. Loose Women is a few older women just getting together to talk.
And slag off men.
Yeah.
It's basically women meeting in a coffee shop to discuss the size of men's.
Say then. Yeah, sorry.
I think if your thought was the same as my thought, I can understand completely why you're laughing.
In a coffee shop? What else do you
No,
think?
there was going to be more to it.
There was going to be more.
Does it what it did in the coffee shop?
Does it involve mirrors?
Yeah. I think I know Matt Smith went on randomly onto an episode of Loose Women. Didn't actually see it though.
And Deck
But-
did for Comic Relief.
Everybody's been
That
on
was
Loose
so
Women.
good.
But
I'll
why
probably
would
end up
you-
on Loose Women at some point.
But
if
why
the
would
show
you really
gets a bit
go
busy.
on there? It's sort of. There's not really an interview or much discussion to.
Yeah, but you know how mums love me.
When my mum retires, she's planning on being on Loose Women.
As the host or audience person.
She just thinks it's kind of something that
Could we get your mum on the radio? Could you?
I don't know when she'd be down.
Because your mum's awesome.
She probably won't be down again until she picks me up.
Oh, that's
That'd be quite a surreal thought. Instead of us
We
doing
could have
the
a
radio, we'd have all our mums.
We
doing
could have
it.
a mum special.
So
God.
cool. That would be so cool.
Freya's mum, Carla's mum, and Lucy's mum.
You should get like the mums of all the like top scorers, just our mums, and just kind of see where the genes come from. If it's like a smart gene that's been passed down.
Can I be honest? Can I say not my mum?
What's wrong with your mum?
I think I get my genes from the
The paternal side.
yes,
Is your mum the Cornish one?
yeah.
Giggle.
Who's answering the question, by the way?
Yeah, no. It's,
Has Ed answered for X? Who should
No, I
replace
haven't
Connie Huck?
answered. I selected Ozzy Osbourne for that.
nice.
Because it would be absolutely
Awesome.
hilarious. He wouldn't know what he's doing.
Would he turn up?
I
It
think
would
he
also-
would, but he wouldn't know what he was doing, and
He-
then he would sort of
Let's go.
yeah.
It'd also be so awkward because of Sharon Osbourne used to work on
yeah,
the show,
yeah,
so it'd
I
be
did
like.
think of that.
You sung a song.
Is that one of mine?
To be honest, yeah, it was a bit better than my own. So.
Rock and roll.
All aboard!
Oh.
That's Connie Huck dealt with.
We know who Stephen Jones is. Stephen Jones? Yeah.
Katie Price has branded Frankie Boyle and his
Oh.
fans as disgusting after the comedian made jokes about her blind son. So Carla is included in that, by the way, because she has
I
been.
love Frankie Boyle. I'm
Carla has
sorry.
been to see him live. You are therefore disgusting in the eyes of Katie Price.
She should look in the mirror.
Can I just say disgusting is a very strong word to describe somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So the next question is, who else in the world is disgusting? Lucy.
Fred Phelps, and you better know him as the guy who started the Westboro Baptist Church in America. And they're the ones that picket all the soldiers' funerals.
Oh God, yeah. They were on
And-
Jeremy Kyle once.
They're on Jeremy Kyle once. They picket at. They've actually gone to some of the places for the Holocaust victims and done picketed there as well, saying, well, they're against Jews and stuff as well as being against homosexuals and yeah. So yes, just them.
Your things are broken again.
I'm not sure. It's moving a little bit. Ed.
My siblings.
Oh.
Nice.
My older brother in particular, Joe Fox. Yeah. Yeah, because he kind of just sits around all day, drinks copious amounts of Coke, and I mean copious amounts of Coca-Cola. He kind of just doesn't really do much, and then, yeah, it's not great. And then my sister as well, because she's my sister. And and she really needs to do something with her life.
We're trying to talk Laura into coming into the show for a few minutes.
We do have the Vicar of Dibley tune lined up. Carla, who would you call disgusting?
Katie Price herself, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand why she exists, let alone why she's
When a man loves a woman.
popular and famous. But there is nothing to her. It's kind
She
of
strips and that's about it.
her whole life is basically.
Oh, she's given that up now.
No, but
Has she really?
has she really?
Have you seen what she wears?
She's seen her new boyfriend. He's like some 17-year-old.
Well, how many has she been through now? 15,000.
She's like dating some 17-year-old Spanish guy who
Oh.
can't speak English.
Wow.
Is it one every couple of days?
This is when we get back after Easter. Katie Price was on Virgin FM last week discussing how the 11 o'clock Waffle made disgusting comments about her.
I'm sorry, her whole life is basically just.
Trying to get into the magazines on
It
TV.
is.
and-
She ran for MP in Manchester.
Really?
Why?
She ran for MP in Manchester. She ran
She
for
doesn't
Eurovision.
do anything.
How much
She
did she
can't
bomb?
sing.
Epically.
I'm sorry, but she can't sing.
A whole world. Did you not hear that version they did on
They
Trivia?
did it
Was it
live
Trivia? Yeah.
in Coventry. I was there, unfortunately,
Which
because
was,
I was in town at the time, and they were down at the Motor Museum. Her and Peter Andre
Which-
doing it.
Which was worse, the Jedward performance in Tesco's or the Peter Andre and Katie Price?
Peter Andre and Katie Price, because Jedward were funny because they got the microphone confiscated for being too loud. Security warned them that if they kept making too much noise, they'd have to kick them out, which I thought was hilarious.
James, have you answered yet?
I've not. I've got two answers. First,
You would like.
pretty much the majority of people in Coventry,
I can
and
talk her into it.
the Williams sisters.
Serena and Venus.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah.
Right. Time for a song now. Where is the? Let's have the new
Hey,
music.
where'd that extra point for Carla come from?
I'm not sure if I put points on for Carla or
She
not.
was on 30, and then she got 5 points.
Oh well, somebody's been keeping an eye out.
Yeah, I have.
Thank
not
you
being
very
cheated.
much.
I got a point deducted off you.
Point for James
I
for grassing.
know.
Okay, in last place on 35 points is Carla. On 36 is James.
Thank you.
I should have been on 35. We should have both been on 35.
I'll give you a point for grassing.
Hey, nobody likes grass.
Cows like grass.
Yeah.
Hey,
And police like
horses.
grass.
A
And
snitch.
sheep.
Do you know what they do to
Pigs.
snitches in prison?
Depends whether they
Oh.
catch them or not.
They make them do the milkshake dance like Peter does in Family Guy. That's what
It's
they
true.
do. Yeah.
What's the milkshake dance?
My
We'll
milkshake
bring it
brings
up
all
in the
the
next
yeah.
song, but yeah.
38 points. Edgar's pulled his way back.
Somehow.
And 39, it's Lucy.
Fast, complete
Oh,
fast.
it's close.
It's close. So we enter the next song.
You're actually going to enter it.
Yeah, we're entering. Well, I mean...
You fiend. You're defiling the equipment.
Well, maybe not the first song, more the second song, as it's Britney.
Nice.
Okay.
Wait, hold a minute. This is meant to be
That's
a
a disgusting
competitive
person.
song by
Oh.
Britney.
Oh, no. James will understand where it's from. The first one is Trouble by Pink.
Oh.
Enjoy. That was Toxic by Britney Spears, and before that we had Trouble by Pink. Some very good
You're
tunes.
standing up. Why are you standing up?
Because I was warm.
Okay.
Warm in the
We should probably do some shout outs. I've just seen a poster on the wall that we hadn't noticed before. We have a Twitter account apparently. Radio Wave Foul on Twitter, and we should update it all the time. We're also Radio Wave Falmouth on Facebook. Have a Facebook group, keep it active.
And apparently we play sick tunes.
I don't think I've ever
With a
played
Z.
tunes.
Tune.
With 3 exclamation marks.
Why are we telling the stannery?
I don't know. Tell the Stannery! Are you listening,
Stannery!
Stannery? If you're not,
You better
we
be
will
listening.
I'm
No.
telling you.
I don't think it was like the guy before us. was
You're
on this
awesome.
week. And also we have to promote other DJ shows. We would if the guy before us was here and we don't know his name.
Did you write? You were.
Should I be known as Bob?
Did you write
Bob!
the meeting up? Oh,
Tune
no.
into Bob's show.
Oh, great. Sorry, that's good.
I don't
Anyway.
write anything.
Henceforth he shall be Bob.
It's very tight at the minute. We enter the last 4 questions of this epic grand finale.
I don't write anything. It's your
It's
thing.
Semi-grand.
What do you got?
You must have done.
If Carla and Lucy don't behave themselves, points
Sorry.
will come off.
Sorry.
Stop playing with your girlfriend.
Ed's got one on him today.
Yeah.
I think he had a bit of sugar before I came to the studio.
There's lack of sleep.
Chitty chitty bang bang. I said it right, thank God.
We love you. Hi ho. Chitty chitty bang bang.
chitty
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 bang
bang bang.
bang.
Loves us too.
Bang, bang.
Friend. Bang, bang.
Our road tax dodging friend.
Nice.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang has been updated to a Volkswagen camper van. So
Sacrilege.
what other cars from the movie world are in need of an update? James, you're the Transformer man.
Yeah, I've gone for Herbie. 'Cause,
Yeah.
if anybody knows, Bumblebee in Transformers was originally a V-dub Beetle like Herbie, and they've updated him to a Camaro. And I don't particularly like Camaros, and I don't particularly like Beetles, so I figure update Herbie to the Audi R8 V10,
Ooh.
5.2 litre, 525 brake horsepower, 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds.
It's kind of turned into Top Gear.
Yeah, man. Top speed 196, 390 foot-pounds of torque.
That's good.
It's a beast of a machine.
You said the Herbie film with Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah,
Not bad.
rubbish.
Not bad. It's quite good.
Be better if it had been an R8 V10.
Yeah. Lucy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, for starters, it sort of like is worrying that they're upgrading Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in the first place to a different car.
Yeah.
I would have called
All I'm
downgrade it.
really thinking about it now being a V-dub bus is that everybody in it is just going to be stoned.
But why change it? Surely, if it's going to be a sequel to the first story, it should be the same car. That's a bit bizarre that they're going to just have like pretty much the same story probably and just a different vehicle. That's just very odd. I don't know if I like that. And also, a lot of the cars that are in like movies and TV series are perfect for that role. So I don't think
And
there
they've
is.
already done Knight Rider.
Yeah, so I wouldn't change any.
Carla.
To be honest, my answer is exactly the same as Lucy's. I think it's a disgrace that they are apparently updating Chitty Bang Bang.
I don't understand why. It's a children's classic.
It
You
is.
shouldn't mess around with things like
I
that.
seriously know. Well, apart from the song we were just singing, I know the rest of the film word for word. Truly scrumptious. Everything. But yeah, it's just a disgrace. And when you asked us a question, you gave us some examples of what cars we could say. I wouldn't want to change any of them. They're just all great cars, which shouldn't be touched because that's what makes them them.
Edgar,
Yeah.
you seem to be leaning forward.
No, I was just thinking Truly Scrumptious is actually quite a freaky song, really.
It is, really.
You're truly scrumptious. Cannibals. But my answer, quite a few thoughts did come into my head, and I'm kind of with Carla that they shouldn't be changed because one of them, and maybe just slightly, because the first thing that came to my head was actually Brum.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Oh!
no, wait for it. I was
Make
thinking,
it original, like it originally was.
yeah, I
Okay.
was thinking the same with the Doctor's old car, Bessie, was it? Yeah, it was. Same type of thing. But in the end, I concluded that the car that should probably be changed most is the Whomobile from Doctor Who, from Pertwee's era, because it's rubbish. It looks like it's supposed to be a futuristic thing, but it looks very 70s trying to be futuristic. It looks rubbish, so they should bring it back for a start, so he actually has a vehicle, and then update it so it's actually awesome, and actually looks good, futuristic.
An Audi R8 V10 maybe.
Surprised nobody tried to update. I mean, the DeLorean, classic car, but actually as a car, it was terrible.
Well, if you're going to go
Yeah.
for a time machine in a car form, you'd probably go for something ridiculously fast.
Bugatti Veyron, imagine that.
Yeah,
We need to get to 250.
be there in 3 seconds.
Onwards and upwards. It's very tight now. The scores have all changed.
Well, yes,
Don't
they
look.
have.
Religion is feared to be nearing extinction according to census data from 9 countries. But what do you feel is nearing the end of its shelf life, Ed?
I feel Pop-Tarts are. And it's not fair, because I love Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
But they're starting to become harder and harder to find. Okay, a couple of weeks back, I did go into Tesco's, and I bumped into Mac in there. And I was looking for Pop-Tarts. They had sold out. They had sold out for a week. I wanted Pop-Tarts. And the same thing as well, you go around, you try and find them. You only ever find the strawberry flavour.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I
I
used to
like
go...
them ones.
when I was younger, I used to be able to find the other flavours as well. Like s'mores, chocolate, blueberry,
I only learned what small was yesterday.
chocolate marshmallow.
Lucy,
I know that now.
what is nearing the end of its shelf life?
The whole reality TV genre. I mean, Big Brother's already gone. Celebrity
Coming back
Love.
on Channel 5 apparently.
Yeah, but Channel 5, is anyone really going to watch
Yeah.
it? It's not even going to have the same hosts and stuff. So
No,
it's not
true.
the same.
Self-explanatory, really, if it's on Channel 5.
Yeah, and I mean, like Celebrity Love Island, that was rubbish and that's gone finally. And I think things like X Factor and stuff have had their day because just generic people are now coming out with those shows and it's getting boring. And
Well,
Ed has another answer to go back to.
I have a sort of other answer, it depends. I actually had Sonic written down as well, unless he can really pull it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going down. He needs to have something that's going to push him back up again.
He really does. Bless him. Stop introducing naff new characters that have no use whatsoever.
Sonic Colours is sort of a step towards it, but it's not good enough. Again, having now actually played it.
James.
Well, my initial thought was the Cobalt 60 that I've got kept in my cupboard, but that's got a very long half-life because it's radioactive. But books, I think, with all these
sad
new
goodness.
e-readers and
Yeah.
the Kindle and the iPad and all that stuff, it's a shame. I love my books, but the idea that we can have them all at the touch of a fingertip in one tiny piece
Gadget.
of
Yeah.
gadgetry it's just too appealing to everybody. So it's,
The Kindle is actually one of the items I really, really want right now, but I haven't bought it because obviously it's expensive and I have better things to spend money on right now.
Yeah.
But the Kindle, yeah, I agree. It's it's the future.
Just Carla?
I agree with Kindle. Along the same lines of gaming, I would say Lara Croft is going out the door as well.
She
Yes.
sort of went and then came back, but she didn't.
But the
And then
last,
she went again.
but the last game that came out with her, half the game you played as a different character, which
and for
to
some
me
reason,
just-
unlockable characters were Raziel and Kane.
From Story there,
Just don't make any sense to me.
But I also want to say as well, kids who play outside are
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
going into extinction because you don't see kids play outside like they used to. We played outside when we were kids. We played rounders in a little cul-de-sac and played this,
Kirby.
daisy chains,
yeah.
I collected
Kirby.
sticks.
collect sticks apparently.
You're very
Played
deprived.
football.
We would
Played
go down
football.
the canal and go on the rope swings.
And there is just so much electronics and stuff that kids don't want to be more than 10 foot away from a plug socket because otherwise they feel
'Cause
like
their
they have
phone will
nothing to
die.
do. Yeah. So yeah, that's what saddens me, that it's going into
It's
extinction.
quite scary when you think about it. 'Cause when I was younger, I didn't have a mobile at all, or a computer,
No.
We
or
got
a
on all
console.
right.
Not until later on, anyway. Console.
We got
Yeah. On
Yeah.
that side of it.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Makes the scores very tight as we enter the final two questions. I'll have a song first, but first the scores. 41 points is Carla.
Oh come on!
Oh my god.
43 points it's James. 44 points it's Lucy.
Oh Ed!
And in the lead on 45 it's Edgar!
Oh,
This is insanity.
I'm gonna have to come out with
Ooh,
two
yeah.
great answers.
Can't even remember what the other two questions were,
It's 12:43. Here's
Where
Biddy
do you want
Brown.
swearing and where's the best place for
The BBC, to a contemporary vertion of Wuthering Heights this Sunday, complete with swearing.
So it is controversial as well, then.
It's controversial as well. It's going to air at 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
So, where else would you like to see some swearing, Edgar?
Children's books. You know why? Because I don't think we should sort of step around that fact. We sort of, from a young age, children are sort of taught that swearing is wrong, swearing's bad, but when you think about it, it isn't really. It's just sort of.
And you do get 3-year-old kids come up to you in the street
And they do
telling you
swear.
to F
But
off.
they do
Yeah.
it because they know they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So if it's just sort of accepted that they can, and it's in children's books anyway, it's just going to be like any other word, and probably not abused when you're younger. So I think children's books, honestly.
Destigmatise the swearing.
Yep.
James.
This radio show, absolutely this radio show, it'd be so much more colourful. I'm sure you'll agree.
Colourful, audibly.
That'd be, well, there was swearing on the other week when Maya was on.
It's true.
Effing and blinding.
Mhm.
She was a cursomatic Tron.
Pretty much cost her the win that day, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it did.
Carla.
I agree with Ed. Swearing shouldn't be treated as taboo, and for that reason, I think swearing should be given it should be okay in all respects. I mean, it's like when you watch EastEnders or something, and people are calling everyone a prat and an idiot, and you kind of think, we know what you're implying. What's the point in not saying it? But no, kids do grow up thinking that it's taboo, and they end up saying things because
say
they
it
know
be-
they shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's just ridiculous.
It is. I'm not saying everywhere and everyone should swear in every other sentence, but at the same time, don't treat it as this
My
bad
Aunt
thing.
Kathleen. Isn't it?
Lucy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree with that because it does seem like we've invented these words that we're not meant to say, which is very odd. But I think shows like soaps and dramas and things need more swearing because how unrealistic is it that you go around and you don't say the odd swear word? It's just ridiculous. And especially in soaps, I've noticed that like when I've watched the odd episode or whatever, that they seem to make up their own swear words, which are lame and stupid.
I don't know.
It's the exact
Snake
reason
sort
why I
of work.
love science fiction
Yeah,
shows, because they have their
That
own
works. That
alternative.
works.
Battlestar Galactica.
I'm more talking about soaps or like dramas that are meant to be portraying real life
Yeah.
that are on before 9 o'clock. They make up their own little like words that seem to be swear words, but they're not swear words, and it all seems a bit lame. That's
Cool.
pretty much my answer.
As it's Easter, families break up this week for the Easter holidays.
Woo!
And then we come back the weekend of Easter.
Bizarrely.
Makes no sense.
We return like the Lord from the grave.
Yes.
How easy is it actually going to get down then, travel-wise?
Well, I'm going to come back in the week so that I don't hit all the traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only coming from Devon, so it's only a 2-hour drive. But
I was going to probably come back on the Sunday or the Monday, because I kind of think people will be coming back from Cornwall those days
I don't
rather
plan
than
to
going
leave.
back
stuff
into...
your mum are getting back.
Huh?
Stuff your mum getting back.
No, I'm getting trained back in.
Okay. Anyway, where is the best place to hide an Easter egg? Carla looks very happy for this one.
I think we should give it to Where's Wally and let him hide it.
Oh, nice.
You know he'll find the greatest hiding place ever.
James.
In my mouth, because that means I'm eating it.
Edgar.
I have a couple of answers. My first is actually your stomach, believe it or not. Second is underwear. Third is my ponytail.
Awesome.
People would never find it.
Lucy.
I was going to say my stomach, but yeah, okay, your mouth. Then you're eating it.
Oh, cheers.
Black mouth.
Yeah, Max mouth.
She gets 5 for that.
Well, you know, I told you biasness and pandering works on this show. We discussed it last week, how dressing up as a panda can win.
Did you?
Yeah, you were there. Oh no, Ed was
No.
there.
Couldn't hear, because
Yeah, we
Power
can
cut.
hear power
we
cut.
covered this already, Mac.
Okay, it's 12:52. The scores as it stands: 40
Scores on the doors.
49 points it's Carla, 51 it's James, 52 it's Edgar, and 53 it's Lucy. So it all comes down to the 20-second improvisation round. Carla's basically playing for position here.
In all fairness, no matter what, I'm still going to be in the top 4 leaderboard. We all are. So
Yeah,
could be worse.
we're all winners.
We're all
I
winners.
don't know, because Alex has got to win outright. And he's got a high average score.
That's because he's only been on it once.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's always up. That's why he's still in third.
He's an anomalous result.
Yeah.
That's all.
So anyway, in the theme of John Terry, who's done his press conference this week about regaining the England captaincy, the panellists will have 20 seconds to make a speech about regaining a position having lost it in controversial circumstances. I think we'll kick off with you, James.
Shall we?
Got 20 seconds to make a speech on regaining your position on this show, having done time in jail for beating up Rob Brydon. Go.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be back. I must say, it was time well spent behind bars for finally doing away with that annoying, god-awful man. I only wish I'd done him more bodily harm. That would mean, of course, I would have spent a little more time behind bars, and I would not be returning to you so soon, and I couldn't deprive you of my ever so amazing witticisms.
It's a good start. It's a
Cool.
very, very good start. Just trying to think up what everyone else should have.
I wonder what you were doing.
Stalling for time.
Do you think Ed should have some sort of sexual deviance thing?
Possibly.
Ed.
He has been making remarkably lewd comments all show.
Ed
For him,
has,
anyway.
Stop talking to your girlfriend.
Ed has to make a 20-second speech, having regained his position as the Children's Laureate. There's apparently a position of that. You know how you like the Poet Laureate?
Yeah.
It's the same, but for
yeah,
kids.
There's
for
a
kids.
children's one.
Wow.
Having been caught spying on Crash Bandicoot's missus.
Does Crash have a missus?
Yeah, he
The
has
one
a
at the
girlfriend
end
in
of
the
the
first
first
game, and then the developers cut her out because they got in trouble
Aww.
for
Or maybe it was because he was
objectifying
spying on
people.
it.
So yes, I was spying on that very hot thing, and hot mama, and can I just say it to children everywhere? Girlfriends are nice people, really. Thank you for this Children's Laureate Award.
It's not going well, is it?
Children's Laureate Award. I can say that your children's fiction is in safe hands, I think. And I will never spy on your children. Thank you.
Wow.
I don't know whether that was genius or
I liked the hot mama bit.
Yeah.
I think
Hot
that should be
fairy
a train.
train wreck.
Hot mama.
Lucy looks traumatised. Carla,
Oh, not
Oh
spying your
god.
kids.
Go on.
you have to
I'm horrible at these things. Go
do
on.
your speech, having regained a position of apple in your mother's eye after your antics at the weekend.
Oh, come on! Mum, thank you for forgiving me for my antics. I know you thought I'd get very unruly when I came to university, and I think the majority of time I've been alright. But I just want you to know that I do love you, and I'm sorry for letting you down. And I also want to tell you that it's all Mac's fault, really. And if it wasn't for him, and if it wasn't for you loving him more than me, then maybe I wouldn't feel the need to do unruly things to get your attention. I'm sorry, Mum.
That was
That's
good.
good.
That was
We
good.
got kind
Well
of one
done.
for Lucy. I'm guessing it's gonna.
Regaining position as head salt seller after having been caught dealing with a pepper company.
Yes. No. Cheating on Emma with the woman who runs the pepper company.
What?
I don't know.
No, I like the original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for the original.
Okay. So what is it?
You've just got your job back as head of the Salt Sellers Union after being caught in illicit business affairs with a pepper distributor.
I'd like to thank you for welcoming me back so open-heartedly after my indiscretion with dipping my fingers into the pepper pot, as it might be called. I appreciate that you understand that my need for the Cornish sea salt in my life is brought me back here, and I have to apologise wholeheartedly for trying to spice up my life a little bit with that peppery kick. Thank you.
Alright, that's good. I have to now add the scores up somehow in my head. So normally it's 5-3-1, but there's 4 of us. So does it go 5-3
2.
or 5-3-1-0?
Oh, it's harsh giving someone
5, 3, 1, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2.
1.
5,
No,
Stop.
just 5, 4, 3, 2.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
Right, you fill air whilst I add.
We're filling the air. Woo! With our voices.
Airfill,
They're having difficult songs.
airfill,
I've got to decide.
airfill.
Does this mean like air drums but to Phil Collins music?
I can feel it calling.
I like that advert with the gorilla.
Tonight.
Or was it Cadbury's or something?
Hold on.
Please.
Hold on.
I suddenly have the greatest urge to eat.
A double decker.
Ah, yes.
Greatest chocolate bar.
Okay, I've done the scores. Dramatic music, please.
Reveal it to us, O Lord of the scores.
On 53 points, it's Carla.
What? How many points did you give me?
I'll give you 4.
Really? Oh wait, that would mean I was on 49.
Yeah, you were on 49 originally.
You said I was on 51.
Yeah, you weren't.
No, I
Someone
was
else
at
is on
51.
51. 54 points is
Oh.
Edgar. And on 56, tied, it's Lucy and James.
Oh.
But seeing as the guy after us hasn't turned up yet, I feel we could go on a little bit longer.
But how
Okay.
much?
Well, we don't have to end until 2. We could branch out from the 11 o'clock waffle into the spin-off lemon cakes.
Cool.
But I think we need to come up with a way of deciding how Lucy and Carla settle the win.
Don't you mean?
What?
Lucy and James, sorry.
Well,
I was gonna
I
say.
I think it's obvious who you want to win because you got a name right. You couldn't care less about
Favouritism.
James.
Well, this is Folks by Peter Bjorn and someone else. I can't see his name on the iPod. And we'll discuss the best way to decide the winner. It probably
Some
won't
DJ is. He
involve
doesn't even know whose
wrestling.
music he's playing.
That was Folks by Peter Bjorn. Now you join us into another hour of the show because the guy after us has not turned up. You're right, Ed.
No
An
dedication.
hour?
Well, 55 minutes. Well, as long as we want, really. No one else has turned up.
We have just seen some pretty awful news
Yeah.
online that the Pandora Inn in Mila has caught fire. And
It's on fire right this
right,
moment.
right now. The
Thatch
what-
roof has caved in.
What did I read? Something like 6 fire engines are there at the minute trying to put it out. So we're hoping nobody's been hurt badly.
Residents of around the area have been told to close their doors and windows because of the amount of smoke which is coming from it. It's quite
It is an old
sounds
building.
quite bad.
Yeah, 13th century pub. Could be gone.
Lucy looks
God.
distraught.
I always
Just-
wanted to
It's
go
a
there. I
local
wanted to go there in the.
It is a landmark of like the area. That's quite shocking.
We have the business of settling who wins the halfway final between Lucy and James. Should it be another 20-second speech? See, I came up with a good idea whilst I was in
Did
the
you?
toilet.
Okay.
I don't want to know how he did that.
No.
No.
To be perfectly honest.
You don't know. Well, anyway,
Could be
20 seconds. Lucy has to do 20 seconds about why Coventry is a terrible place.
I
God, I could do that. You
I
man's ears.
don't
And
know
you have
anything
to
about
do-
Coventry.
20 seconds about why Cornwall is a terrible place.
I don't know anything about Coventry.
You just
That's not an unfair advantage.
fine.
I've never been there.
See, I
You're
was
lucky.
I was going to do it that you had to do 20 seconds to knock off to say Coventry was bad,
Let's do that.
but you can do that easily. Let's do that then.
Let's do that.
Coventry's terrible. Go.
Mostly because the people that live there are idiots. It's a horrible big grey dump hole full of deadly, deadly toxic smoke. The one thing we did used to have going for us, Jaguar, is gone. We've got the Rolls-Royce factory kind of just outside the city, but that's not really ours. We can't really claim anything of fame other than Philip Larkin, who's a naff poet. We've got ribbon. We used to make ribbon. We were set on fire during the Second World War. That's just how bad we were. Even the Germans wanted us gone. It's generally a crap hole.
Nice.
And then we've got Nanita and a bed with attached to us. Not good.
Can you beat that, Lucy? Why is Cornwall a terrible place?
Okay. So we. Nothing. No. Okay. I'll start again. No. Cornwall is a terrible place because the attitude of the people, the locals, is quite bad. I mean, I feel sorry for anyone coming to visit this place because you're just seen as a total outsider. There's so many like shopping places that we don't have down here. There's so many restaurants, chains that we don't have down here. There's so much we don't have in Cornwall that is like pretty normal everywhere else. We're really far behind everything, and everything's always a bit slower, and it takes a good while before a lot of the things happen further up the country actually gets down to Cornwall. Looks like the guy is here.
Yeah.
Cornwall just generally is a bit rubbish. It's boring. There's nothing to do.
Just probably announce the winner now.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I think I'm just going to award 1 point.
Let's see.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
1 point. 56 points. In second place, it's James.
What? Really?
Lucy, and earlier in the show, if you remember, had to do a whole section about why Cornwall was great.
But
And James hates Coventry anyway, so
It's true.
okay.
he never defends Coventry in any way.
Well, I did in the seminar that time when I talked about how we made bombs in the war.
Ed's just bitter because he's now no longer on the top of the leaderboard. Anyway, we are going to go off and enjoy the sunshine because the show after us has arrived. So we shall leave you with an amazing song, and we shall be back after the Easter holidays for another
Happy Easter, people.
Happy
10 Easter from the Easter Platypus.
another 10 weeks of fantastic shows, and hopefully the podcast will go up online soon.
Brilliant. Yes.
So this is Elton John with Rocket Man.
Eat pie.
Rock it, man.
Bye.
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 Bye.